Welcome back to Life Skills with Howie. Oh boy, you're gonna get sick of this face after who knows how many different lessons you guys listen to. No, actually, I hope that this is a good kind of breath of fresh air, so to say, in that you're reading a bunch of information on a computer, which is awesome. There's great information. But to put it with some visuals is always a good thing. And you guys know I have some crazy pictures out there for you. So, today, this time, we're going to talk about evaluating information. Woohoo! No, I don't want to really be too sarcastic about that because this is a really important subject, and I'm glad it's in life skills because over the next hundreds of years, no, you're not going to live that long, but over the next 50 years, you're going to be coming across a lot of information. You need to know whether or not that information is reliable and good information. So you're going to evaluate the sources that you use for personal things. Maybe you want to research something that has to do with you. Maybe it's going to college. Maybe it's researching something medical that you are concerned about with a family member. There's so many things that your go-to different sources, whether it's internet sources or book sources in a library, but you need to know what are good sources. So we're going to talk about some different things, okay? So why, oh why are you doing this to us, Howie? Why do we have to talk about this? I don't want you guys to be like, oh man, this is such a dumb section, because really, you're going to be amazed at how much bad information you come across. How many of you guys sit on the internet and you search some kind of a, whatever website it is, and you think, oh, I have the coolest, latest, and greatest information, all the dirt on this person, and it's not true, okay? There's a lot of sources out there that are unreliable. They are not telling anything truthful, so you need to know how to evaluate, okay? So that's why I'm teaching this section, okay? But before we get into actual evaluation of different information and different sources, let's talk about context. You have to know the context of something. So the context, know that the definition is the background or circumstances surrounding that situation. We have lots of context in our lives, okay? You can make a context out of everything. This morning I tried to get my two little girls to eat breakfast, for goodness sake, so that we wouldn't be late. But my youngest one would not, so therefore we are late. That's the context of a situation, the background or the circumstances surrounding it, okay? So stop falling asleep in your soup. It's not that boring. Come on, work with me here. But know the context. Know what that means. And know the context of the information so that you can start to evaluate whether or not it's good. Okay? It's good. Sources of information. Where do you get your information? This is where you start really kind of evaluating whether or not this is a reliable source. Are you getting your information from your friends? Your friends might be telling you something that you want to hear, or maybe they have some ulterior motives, or maybe you have really good friends that are telling you great, reliable information, okay? So know your friends, know your sources. What about family? Your family might be a great source, but maybe there's some biases involved. If they're telling you something about somebody and they're trying to protect somebody, maybe it's not as accurate as it could be. Or we don't want biased information, right? We want just truth. We don't want opinions. So make sure you know if that's a reliable source. Sometimes family is, sometimes it's not. Internet. It can be a great place to find some information, but I tell you, I've found a lot of false information, okay? When you go and search whether or not the zombies are going to come in 2 weeks, you'll find a lot of people believe the zombies have already been here, okay? I don't think so. No, just kidding. I'm getting off topic. But I'm just telling you guys that you'll find really on the internet something to back up anything. But know if it's fact or not. Kind of do some research on the source that you're using, okay? Some www weird stuff information found in my backyard underground.com may not be the place you want to look, okay? So evaluating information. Ask yourself if it's reliable. Would you go to the source again? Would you give information out to a loved one based on what you found? Ask if it's reliable, okay? Are these modes of transportation reliable? See, how do you like my crazy pictures? I don't know if I'd want to be riding this bike. I don't know if I'd want to get that stuff off of the bike. I don't know if I'd want to be attached to the back of a bus or riding with, I don't even know what that is, some kind of hose. So obviously, those are very cut and dry, not reliable. but let's really look into stuff that's maybe a little bit more hidden that you're like, gosh, that just doesn't sound right. That may not be reliable. Okay, so that's the first question you need to ask yourself. Think of your sources. Where are you getting that information from? Is it a friend that maybe has been known to lie? It may not be a very good source. Okay, is it someone that you've trusted your whole life who's always told you nothing but truth? That might be a great source. Okay. All right, so there's a lot of bad information out there. So I just wanted you to know these things are not cool. Okay? Don't go out and cut, in your overalls a place for your belly, and do not wear this when you have children, okay? So people might tell you, hey, this is the latest and greatest thing, you need to buy it. But there's bad information out there. Know what's bad, know what's not good, okay? Not cool. All right, so let's try it. Let's try some scenarios. You guys know I like to be sarcastic. So scenario number 1, is this a reliable source? Is this good information? Your brother told you that wearing knickers was the cool thing to do in middle school. These are knickers. You want to be caught dead in those? Okay, your brother, good source? I don't know, okay? Think about that. All right, now another one. You researched on the internet that taking a particular medication would help you pass tests. I think if something like that really existed, the whole world would be taking it, okay? So think about that. How reliable is that source, okay? And scenario 3. Your best friend said she had the perfect guy for you and that she set you up on a blind date tomorrow. Well, that could be good and bad. Maybe your best friend is a pretty reliable source. Maybe not so much. That might dictate whether or not you actually say, yeah, I think I'll go on that date tomorrow. Okay? So those are some scenarios that you need to evaluate whether or not they are good information, come from reliable sources, and then stuff that you might reuse again and again as far as sources are concerned. Okay? So a pretty quick little lesson from Howie today. Ta-da! Scary, crazy clown. Okay, we're done for today. Bye-bye.